We're going to cut the leg stock 40 inches or so, 39, 40 or what the rest are, so gives me lots of room to play with. Well, I guess we're set up. I've got the trusty strap right handy, a playing stop, and just some boards up against the wall to hold my piece in place there. It looks like this corner and this corner are the high ones. So that one and that one to start. Got my number 5, which is set up as a 4-plane. Take off the high spots. And maybe take a little bit less of a bite at a time. All I want to do is get enough reference surface to put it through the thickness plane. And just drop this so it takes a while to get it set up. Wax on the sole. Come on. And we'll work it down a little bit at a time, I guess. It's not rocking anymore, so now I can work on the general flatness of the whole thing. Eight of these are going to take some time and energy. Oh, that's tough stuff. Time to hit the strap. within 64ths. Oh, very flat. Very, very flat. By Jove, I think we've got it. Whew. Well, judging by the time and effort for that, I got 7 more to do. I got a week's worth of work ahead of me. Well, we got to start on the second one. But I think when your glasses start to fill up with puddles of sweat, I think that's a good indication of when it's time to take a break. It's got 3 in 1 oil to soften it up. I got a little bit of rust. And I'm just going to check them all one more time. It took me a few days to get them. Okay, we got the safety glasses. We got the ear protection. We got the gloves. We got our wood oriented and pretty much the way we think it should go through. And we've got a brand new set of blades. Now, I just want to get each of the opposite face touched, just flattened. Things are really piling up in here. I've got virtually all the saw marks taken out of the opposite side from hand planing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a flip, a couple of passes, and let them rest for a while, just in case there's going to be any movement from stresses being released. I don't think there will be, but a little bit at a time is always better. Well, it's been a good week since I've been in the shop. A little bit of mission fatigue, I think. But these have been stickered and stacked and sitting, and I'm going to see if they've moved at all. They seem pretty flat. Don't know if they all are. We'll give them a check. So I'm at 1 7/8 on the thickness, and I want to be down to about 1.5 inches. So backed up the planer just a hair. Get my ear pluggers. And we'll carry on. Now that we got them to thickness, just try to get one edge close enough so I can put it on the table saw. With one decent edge now to go up against the fence, I'm going to cut these down to 6.5 inches. I want 5 when I'm done. I'll take 6.5 to clean up the one side, and then whatever is ugly I'll take off when I cut it to final width. You just get the other edge trued up. I think before I cut them to final width, I'm going to get them cut all to 38 inches, which is still 2 inches over my final length that I want. I'm pretty much 6 square now. I want my final width around 5 inches, so I'm going to cut them at 5 1/8. So when I put 2 of them laminated together, it gives me a little bit of a fudge factor that I can clean up after they're put together. I think laminated together, those are going to make a nice leg. Next, I'm going to cut tenons. So I spent a little time and arranged my wood to how I think I want them to go together. And I've arbitrarily numbered them on the outside with a witness mark, so I know where they're supposed to be. So now I've got a marking gauge set at 1 inch. So I'll go from the outside face and the inside face. And that should should give me 1-inch tenon, 1-inch space, and a 1-inch tenon. And I've got a second marking gauge, and I have set that to the thickness of my top. Maybe a skosh over, a 1/16 or so. Got enough for my pencil to follow. Darken it up a little bit here. That we'll be taking away. So with both halves marked out, and if I put them together, this part will be gone. I'll have a tenon and a tenon, and if this is the outside one, there will be kind of a dovetail arrangement on there. So kind of the traditional way of attaching a top to a Roubo bench. I've got my crosscut sled, I've got the dado stack, I've got a piece so my part can only go over so far and not be bound up. And I put it into the blade, and we're going to give this a shot. Now some people like doing the shoulder cut first, but I think if you do the shoulder cut first and your piece moves a little bit, it's going to bind on that blade. So I really like working from the outside in. That's just a personal preference. Well, there's the twin tenons that will attach into the top. There's one glued up. And we got a little bit of squeeze out. And lots of clamps. I think we can successfully call that a 3 by 5 inch leg. Another piece of the puzzle. Got the Acme screw for the chop for the vise. Of course, being an Acme screw, I did get it off of some coyote that fell off a cliff chasing a roadrunner. Set for a 1/2 inch. I'm not exactly sure what is traditional for a Roubo bench. For the slope of the dovetail joint. We'll have to figure it out. There's 6. And there's 7. Here's 1 inch. There's a 1 6. And that's a 1 7. Which way do I want to go? I'm thinking the steeper angle. I think I might have to go steeper than that. I don't think a 45 would be proper. No, that's way too much. Line 4 maybe? Oh, there they are. All 4 of them cut out by hand. They're still a little rough, need a little bit of tuning up with a chisel. But, yeah, I think they're going to be alright.